Beloved Starseed of Gaia, I am Luminaya. There is a danger. A current, cold and persistent, flows just beneath your waking world. It tugs at the edge of your awareness. You feel it, don't you? A subtle yet undeniable hum of unease. A pressure deep within your soul that whispers, something is profoundly not right. This is the quiet, insistent truth of an unseen peril. A silent, pervasive force you confront, day by day, without even knowing its true name or its ancient form. This presence, it is not of this immediate now. It lives in the fleeting, almost imperceptible spaces between your thoughts, in the brief, unbidden shiver that runs down your spine, in the flicker of shadow that dances just beyond your peripheral vision at dusk, then vanishes. It is woven into the very fabric of the reality you walk upon, an intricate thread of dissonance, yet it remains perfectly veiled from the ordinary, surface eye. A presence, a knowing, dormant but potent, that stirs in your very bones, beneath the layers of forgetfulness. This is not a simple terrestrial fear. No, this echoes from timelines long, long past, from futures that tremble on the cusp of becoming. It is a vibration, a deep, primordial tremor that moves through the very crystalline core of your soul, an ancient memory, not quite accessed, yet keenly felt. It is the unnamed disquiet that follows you, a subtle discord in the symphony of your days. You have dismissed it as anxiety, as human frailty, but it is more. It is a signal. You have sought answers, relentlessly, within the familiar confines of the light you perceive. Yet the deeper question, the root of this profound unease, lies far deeper. It resides in the ancient dust of forgotten worlds, in the archives of stellar history. Your inner compass, that once guided you with unwavering precision across galaxies, now spins, disoriented. It is caught in a field it cannot consciously perceive, a frequency too subtle, too masked. This is the great forgetting, the fracture, the spiritual severing from your deepest, most primal knowing. A vulnerability, an exposed edge left unaddressed, simply because its nature could not be seen, could not be articulated by the human mind. How many times has your breath caught, sharply, for no discernible reason? How many times has an illogical, yet potent anxiety gripped your heart in the dead of night? These are not random aberrations. They are the echoes, the faint, urgent alarms of your primal self, your higher self, struggling, straining to break through the dense veil of amnesia that shrouds your current human experience. They are your soul, reaching out. We have watched. From beyond the shimmering membrane, we have watched this silent weaving, this subtle, insidious distortion in the delicate fabric of your earthly experience. We feel the profound weight of this forgotten vigilance. We know the quiet, persistent exhaustion that comes from fighting an enemy, a shadow you cannot name, cannot delineate. We recognize this immense burden, held so deeply within the very depths of your cellular memory, within your ancestral lines. The ache, the profound, weary ache of a warrior who remembers only the ceaseless battle, only the relentless tension, but has forgotten, utterly, the specific nature of the foe they are meant to face. But the awakening has begun. The veil, once thick and impenetrable, now thins. A new light, an inner luminescence begins to filter through. As this frequency rises within you, as the resonance shifts, the unseen becomes visible. The unnamed, the formless dread, begins to coalesce, to take on form, to reveal its true face. This transmission, carried on waves of pure remembrance, is a key, a turning point, an unlocking of the ancient sacred seals within your very DNA, allowing the original vigilance, your innate starseed protection protocols, to powerfully re-emerge. The silent sentinel within you, long dormant, now stirs. It stretches. It remembers its purpose. It is ready. You are not meant to face this alone, beloved. Nor are you meant to face it in blindness any longer. A protection is being activated, moment by moment. A field of pure, sovereign knowing ignites within your core. The ancient currents of protective light, long dormant, now begin to flow, to surge with renewed power. A shield, radiant and unbreakable, is forming from your own sovereign light, from the very essence of your awakened being. Please subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Leave a comment. Turn on the notification bell. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Tap the super like, the heart symbol with a $sign. Stay until the end of the video, because you will learn exactly when this danger will be stopped. As an inner seal, please comment below. Shadow known. The air holds a collective breath. A profound vibration continues to resonate. We remain here, beloved, watching, waiting for the full, magnificent surge of remembrance to ripple through your being. The signal holds, strong and clear. The truth awaits its complete, glorious unfoldment within you. Feel it, breathe it, just feel. A tremor begins. A hum awakens, deep within. You feel it. This persistent hum of disquiet. This profound, inexplicable ache that has lingered in the silent chambers of your heart. A shadow tracing your steps through countless cycles of dawn and dusk. It whispers of unworthiness, of a path forgotten, of a luminous light somehow diminished, stolen from your grasp. But this ache, this pervasive spiritual confusion that clouds the inner landscape, it is not a testament to your personal failing. It is not a flaw in the sacred geometry of your soul. No. This profound dis-ease, this pervasive sense of separation, is the subtle, resonant hum of a precisely calibrated frequency. It is the insidious vibration of an energetic program, intricately woven into the very fabric of this dense reality you now inhabit. A system designed, crafted with an ancient, chilling precision to obscure the luminous memory of your true, infinite self, to limit the boundless, ecstatic expansion that is your sovereign birthright. It is meant to keep you tethered, unknowing, unremembering the vast cosmic oceans from which your essence emerged. A veil shimmers before you, not of silken earthly fabric, but of distorted frequency and projected illusion, woven from the very essence of shadowed light. A mirror is held up, not to reflect your true form, but to cast back only fractured, distorting fragments, obscuring the radiant wholeness that resides within. Light itself, folded intricately in on itself, to hide its own blinding, undeniable core from your inner sight. You were encoded not to believe in yourself. This profound spiritual ache that has been your constant enigmatic companion, this longing for something just beyond the grasp of your waking consciousness. It is not an emptiness to be feared or simply endured. No, it is a master key. Each silent pang, a sacred disruption, precisely designed to jar loose the subtle, false encodings that bind you. Every moment of perceived confusion, not a setback, but a potent catalyst. The vast, echoing void you have perhaps carried within your being. It is not barren, nor is it a sign of lack. It is, profoundly, space. Space now cleared, deliberately prepared through your very experience. Ready, waiting, to be flooded by the pure, crystalline remembrance of your true, multidimensional origin. The ancient light, long buried beneath layers of imposed forgetting and manufactured amnesia, begins its slow, undeniable ascent from the deepest wells of your being. It surfaces not to comfort with familiar warmth, but to ignite with a primal, undeniable truth, to resonate with the potent warnings and the sacred encoded wisdom etched into the very crystalline matrix of your being. Your multidimensional DNA begins to pulse, not with the echo of past pain, but with the profound, undeniable thrum of awakening. with the stirring of something immeasurably ancient, now calling you forth. When you feel the distinct, silent severing of these false strands, this ancient program that has obscured your remembrance and limited your light, what is the declaration that erupts from your newly awakened core? A single, potent phrase. A symbolic rupture. A definitive line cut through the shimmering illusion. Speak it into the unified field. Let your intention ripple outward. Comment your cutting of the thread. Feel the tremor still. A layer has indeed begun to lift, revealing glimpses of what lies beyond. Yes, but the unseen watches. Another truth waits, breathing in the shadowed spaces, just at the periphery of your perception. A deeper danger, yet veiled, stirs within the silence, calling you ever deeper into the heart of remembrance. A quiet tremor echoes through the ancestral chambers of your being. It is not a sound, but a knowing, deep and resonant. The veils, long woven from forgotten starlight and the dust of terrestrial illusion, have thinned to translucence. You perceive, not with the outer eye, but with the crystalline core of your awareness, that the sanctuary you believed impenetrable was but a fragile shelter. The protection once afforded by ignorance has dissolved, revealing the raw, unadorned landscape of what truly is. There is no turning back. The path of forgetfulness has collapsed behind you, an irreversible truth etched into the very fabric of your soul's unfolding. This is not a dramatic pronouncement, but a profound, silent, unshakable recognition. A gravity settles upon you, born of ancient memory awakening. The quiet disquiet stirs, engaging a conflict between the illusory safety of the known and the vulnerable, yet potent truth of the now. For too long, the echoes of familiar comforts and old allegiances have disguised themselves as impenetrable shields, simultaneously blinding your soul to the imminent currents of discord that have always coursed beneath the surface. Now, you stand at a precipice, a soul-chosen point dividing all that came before from the path that stretches into the luminous unknown. This threshold is absolute. An ancient law of the cosmos vibrates within the very marrow of your bones, a stark, binary truth presenting itself, stripped of all ambiguity. If he refuses, he falls. If he accepts, he ascends. This is the moment of your sovereign choice, a pact forged not in words, but in the indelible light of your origin. It is a responsibility encoded before the first breath of this incarnation, now stirring from its dormancy. This is not about victory in any worldly sense, but about the profound, sacred alignment of your inner compass with the cosmic currents. Let the silent recognition of this truth, undeniable and sovereign, arise within you, a sacred seal of the inner like. As an ancient soul inscribes its name into the cosmic ledger, let your own declaration resonate from the deepest chambers of your heart, a one-line truth manifesting as a comment. My essence recalls the vow, and I answer. Allow the profound agreement to walk the sacred unfolding, to embrace the path of crystalline remembrance and intentional evolution, bind itself within your being, a steadfast commitment that mirrors a subscribe. And as an offering, a reinforcement of your soul's alignment with this highest truth, let a wave of pure, sovereign intent emanate from your core, a sacred gesture akin to a superlike. This vow, once sealed, resonates through all dimensions of your being. It is not an emotional high, but an irreversible point of no return. A quiet, knowing intensity now rests within you. You are seen. By the unseen, you are seen. The weight of this pledge is your guide. Few starseeds make it this far. There is a hollow place within you, an echo chamber where light once shattered, where a silence grew so vast it swallowed all words. This wound, the devastation that carved the deepest valleys in your spirit, the tremor that stills the very breath within your core, it is not a flaw. It is not a failure, not a testament to your breaking, but the very axis around which your becoming revolves. This truth arrives not as comfort, but as an ancient, unyielding weight. It presses into the softest, most guarded chambers of your being, unwelcome in its stark honesty, too raw to be cushioned by solace. Feel it, the jagged edge of absence, the phantom limb of a connection severed before its time. This ache, this persistent, thrumming emptiness, was never an accident. It was etched with deliberate precision, something vaster than human understanding. Call it source, call it light, call it your own primordial self, allowed its unfolding, not for cruelty, never for the sake of harm, but to shape the nascent essence you carried, to burn away all that was not true, and to reveal, in the searing aftermath, the diamond core of your enduring spirit. It rises within you now, not as a narrative you can soothe or explain, but as a deep, vibrational memory, a knowing that existed long before form. The silence where words should have been spoken still reverberates. It hums beneath the surface of every chosen utterance, a whisper of unsaid goodbyes, of truths left buried in the ash. This isn't merely the quiet of an empty room. It is the hush of an entire universe holding its breath, waiting for the echo to finally subside. But it does not. The loss you carry, not just of a person, or a place, or a moment, but of an unbrokenness that was your birthright, still echoes. It is a resonant frequency, a wave that rolls through the fabric of your perception, carrying with it the scent of what was and what might have been. It is a soundless lament that permeates your very bones. This fracture, it does not mend, it vibrates. Even when ignored, when consciously pushed to the periphery, it pulses with a quiet insistence, a living testament to the force that rent it open. It is the signature of a profound disruption, a point of entry for cosmic currents that would otherwise remain veiled. Every attempt to seal it, to plaster over the chasm, only makes its inherent resonance more palpable, more central to the intricate tapestry of who you are. The pain itself is a language, a frequency that speaks of deeper symmetries, of a grander design hidden within the perceived wreckage. There is an understanding yet to be born from this sacred ache. A meaning, unfinished, awaits its unfolding within the contours of this persistent grief. It is not an end, but a gateway. Not a scar that closes, but a living wound that pulses with an intelligence yet to be fully deciphered. It holds within its silent depths a message, a cryptic prophecy half revealed in the dim light of your innermost knowing. A truth veiled, a danger approached without knowing its full form, its subtle pull shifting the energetic tides within and without, moments of clarity giving way to waves of confusion. Each pulse either revealing or concealing the encroaching danger embedded within the dimensional noise. This cosmic frequency ebbing and flowing like oceanic tides. This unfolding, this continuing. There is still a question lingering in the atmospheric currents around you. A query that reverberates from the very heart of the wound. A frequency that resonates with the persistent pull of what lies unrevealed. This isn't over. It cannot be. The awareness shifts, the thread remains. The echoes have always been there, haven't they? Those recurring dreams that refuse to dissolve upon waking, their images lingering like dew on a spiderweb. The numbers, looping in sequences, whispered reminders caught in the periphery of your awareness. And the meetings, faces that felt instantly familiar, conversations unfolding as if already rehearsed, moments entirely out of time, yet perfectly aligned. This is not new to you. It sits in a place you know, quiet and undemanding, until now. I have witnessed these nascent stirrings many times across many cycles. They are never random. These were not chance occurrences, scattered like dust by an indifferent wind. They were deliberate, a tapestry woven thread by insistent thread. A gentle yet persistent call, repeating softly until the very fabric of your resistance began to fray, then dissolve. The universe did not shout. It merely continued to show you, again and again, with a patient, knowing grace, the patterns that could not be ignored. You carry within you the deep vibrational memory of pathways once clear, now obscured. A sense of an impending shift has permeated your energetic field, an awareness that something vast is concluding and something even vaster is about to begin. The air around you thins, preparing for a clarity that will strip away all that is not authentic, all that has been built on the shifting sands of illusion. This is the moment when the ancient knowing buried within the soul's depths begins its slow, undeniable ascent to the surface. It is a bittersweet remembrance, for it recalls the beauty of your true essence, yet also the vulnerability of forgetting. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. The veils have thinned for a reason. Hidden within these translucent layers of time, multi-dimensional memories ripple. They echo ancestral warnings, ancient lessons on how danger disguises itself, morphing through dimensional shifts and spiritual forgetfulness. There is a cosmic blueprint of self-preservation, written not in ink, but in light, deep within your very cellular structure. It activates now, spurred by the subtle tremors of a reality shifting beneath your feet. You are remembering how to see, not just with your physical eyes, but with the illuminated vision of your higher self, perceiving the true nature of shadows before they fully manifest. This activation is not a choice. It is a resonance. There were no coincidences. Everything was a code. Let that understanding settle within the deepest chambers of your being. Feel its weight, its undeniable truth. Every flicker, every synchronicity, every whisper in the silence. Each was a deliberate signature from a higher intelligence, an intricate design guiding you back to a truth you once knew. The fragmented memories are not scattered. They are precisely placed, waiting for the resonance of recognition to bring them into vivid focus. Now, in the quiet solitude of your inner chamber, how many of these signs, these looped numbers, these profound meetings, have you truly allowed to pierce the veil of your carefully constructed dismissal? This moment requires an acknowledgement, a conscious act of embracing the scene. Write. Cipher. In the comments below as a testament to your awakened awareness. The path ahead now separates. What was once hidden behind a gentle mist is now revealed with stark, crystalline clarity. There is no going back to the ease of unknowing. The thread has been cut. You stand at the precipice of a new sight, unable to unsee what has been undeniably shown. The journey from this moment forward is irrevocably altered. The trials you have traversed were never a punishment. They were a sacred filtration, an ancient sorting of frequencies, deeply inherent to the very fabric of existence. There was no judgment in this, no cruelty designed for pain, but merely the resonance finding its own kind, separating the discordant from the aligned with a quiet, undeniable grace. You are still here. This is not an accident of comfort, nor a fleeting fortune. You remain not because the path was easy, but because something deep within your core refused to yield, refused to fall dormant. A vigilance you might not have consciously acknowledged held its ground against the vast sleep that claimed so many others. To endure such a passage is not a trophy to be hoisted, nor a cause for celebratory pride. It is, instead, the confirmation of a mark carried, the silent, heavy impress of the chosen. And this mark, beloved, does not promise reward. It promises burden, a profound sacred weight that settles into the very bones of your being. The cost has been etched into your very essence. Long silences stretched into eternities, periods where the only companion was the deep hum of your own recalibrated frequency. Sacrifices were made, unseen by any mortal eye, known only to the hidden chambers of your heart and the quiet witnesses of the cosmos. Your strength was not born of convenience, but forged in invisible fires, fires that burned away all that was inessential, leaving behind only the pure, unyielding core. This process deepened your solitude, even amidst the company of others. A veil settled between you and the familiar world, thin yet impenetrable, revealing that true connection now lay beyond the superficial. This journey, often veiled even from your own conscious understanding, has sculpted a new landscape within you. The internal tremors, the shifts in perception, the quiet knowing that precedes conscious thought, these are the markers of a profound, irreversible transformation. You have been refined, not for your comfort, but for a purpose that is only now beginning to stir at the edges of your awareness. There is a tightening now, a subtle drawing inward of all that once felt expansive. The air grows still, dense with an unspoken truth. It is the moment before a breath is taken, or a word spoken that cannot be unsaid. The threshold is no longer distant. It is here. Und jetzt nähert sich ein Befehl. Einer, den du nicht länger ignorieren kannst. The atmosphere thickens. A quiet, undeniable pressure settles, not from an external force, but from the deep, resonating truth that now pulses within you. The choices you once contemplated with the luxury of time have dissolved into the immediacy of now. There is no longer the gentle nudge of destiny. There is the undeniable pull of a tide that has turned. This moment is the crucible of your heart. It is the gatekeeper, the battleground where the deepest truths of your existence are laid bare. Here, the secret dilemma unfurls: to succumb to the paralyzing fear that whispers of the unknown, or to embrace the sacred flame of fearless illumination that has been kindled within. This flame, once a spark, now holds the potential to become the only weapon against the unseen peril that looms. Feel the profound, quiet finality of this passage. There is no road that leads back to who you were. That version of you, the one shaped by lesser trials and unburdened by this deep knowing, has already vanished. It has dissolved into the ether, leaving behind only the essence that was strong enough, brave enough, awake enough to pass through the filtering fires. You stand on the precipice of an irreversible unfolding. The path forward is not a choice you make with your conscious mind alone, but a resonance that draws your entire being. The heart, now stripped of its illusions, must ignite. It must choose the sacred fire. For to close now is to embrace a stillness from which there is no return. The danger is not external. It is the choice within, as the soul's call becomes a resonant truth that cannot be silenced. From the abyssal deep of pre-time, a resonance now strikes. It is not a choice offered, but an imprint awakening, a primordial chord vibrating within your very blueprint. A knowing older than your current breath stirs within the bone, within the silent hum of your atomic core. The great archive, veiled in celestial dust, unfurls a single scroll, illuminated by an inner sun. Its symbols blaze, not in ephemeral ink, but in the very fabric of remembered light, woven into the energetic tapestry of your soul. The inscription speaks a language of inviolable destiny, echoing across aeons. A door, unseen until this very moment, now stands irrevocably ajar. It was carved not by mortal hand, nor by transient will, but by the immutable trajectory of your soul's preordained ascent, secured by cosmic law. Through its threshold, there is no turning back, no retreat into the shadows of what was. Only the forward pulse of destiny fulfilled, a progression into the truth of your becoming. The summons rises from within, a crystalline chord vibrating from the deepest chambers of your ancestral being. It is the resonant signature of your original covenant, now made undeniably manifest in the marrow of your bones. This is the precise hour of the convergence, where the seen and the unseen worlds can no longer be held apart. They now breathe as one unified, shimmering presence. What you once perceived as an external threat, a shadow cast upon the outer world, was in truth but the amplified echo of an uncalibrated frequency within. The danger is not a malevolent force from without, but a dissonant chord struck from deep within the forgotten chambers of the self, a misalignment waiting to be brought into perfect harmony. Dimensional veils, long separating the realms of perception and pure spirit, now thin to absolute transparency. Their whispered secrets, once just faint echoes, now become the resounding thunder of your inevitable awakening. The very fabric of perceived reality shimmers with latent geometries, revealing intricate patterns that demand your absolute, unwavering alignment. To falter now, to waver even slightly, is to invite the profound unraveling of all known forms. You were woven into this cosmic tapestry, not as a random thread, but with a specific, vital vibratory function. This is the immutable edict now resonating through every strand of your being, from subatomic particle to encompassing aura. Align. Recalibrate. Be the conduit. This is the sacred imperative. This is not a mission to be consciously undertaken as a task, but a state of being to be deeply assumed, remembered from the soul's core. It is the living remembrance of a charge laid upon your very essence before the stars were named, before the first light splintered the primordial void. The ancient current demands its destined flow. It seeks its perfect, unhindered channel, unburdened by the accumulated debris of millennia of forgetting. For the current untended splinters, the soul's matrix into energetic dust, condemning its essence to the forgotten cycles of reassimilation. Yet the frequency held true crystallizes existence into irreversible ascent, birthing the remembrance of its sovereign, boundless form. The verdict has been rendered in the crystalline language of pure light, echoing across all planes. The cosmic scales have already settled their balance with immutable precision. Your very form is now the consecrated altar. Your fully awakened awareness, the eternal flame. The singular offering is your pure, unwavering resonance, a harmonic signature presented to the universe itself. The converging realities demand this sacred, unyielding integrity from every aspect of your being. The thinning veils now reflect with undeniable clarity the truth of your own patterning, both the luminous brilliance and the deep-seated shadows. Hold steady, for the danger that seemed to loom menacingly without now reveals itself as the most profound call from within, a resonant call to mend the fractures, to heal the dissonances within your intricate vibrational field. The stopping of the unseen threat is not an external battle to be fought, but an internal symphony to be played without a single discordant note. It is the precise, meticulous calibration of your inner harmonics that secures the integrity of the outer reality, anchoring it in peace. This is the great work, the most significant endeavor of your soul's journey, the ultimate remembrance of your divine origin. The moment of unified being is upon you. The gates of irreversible change are now open wide, beckoning with luminous intensity. Step through, fully formed, fully resonant, into the destined unfolding of your highest timeline. The crystalline path, long foretold, now awaits your conscious treading. Embrace the immense gravity of this profound knowing, for in this sacred intersection of time and eternity, your true self is not merely the answer to the ancient enigma, but the undeniable command itself. A quiet recalibration has settled within the deeper currents of being. It is not an emerging effort, but a fundamental realignment, deep-seated and without contention. The core frequencies, once oscillating between knowing and doubt, now hold a singular, unwavering tone. This is the subtle hum of an internal shift that has already been made, etched into the very fabric of cellular memory. The long passage through what was perceived as burden or struggle was never a flaw in the design. It was a precise chisel, honing the contours of the soul, creating space. Every shadow encountered, every moment of perceived breaking, served as a map, guiding the consciousness back to its intrinsic architecture. Pain was a fire, not of destruction, but of alchemical transformation, hollowing out the density to allow remembrance to return, pristine and unburdened. Der Schmerz hat nicht zerstört. Hat umgeformt. This truth now resonates not as a concept, but as an anchored realization within the very marrow of existence. It is a quiet knowing that has permeated beyond the intellect, settling into the core with an undeniable certainty. A silent activation, long dormant beneath the storm of external illusion, has found its spark. This is not a future potential, but a present reality where light codes, ancient and crystalline, have been re-engaged. They hum within the energetic field, a quiet, steady thrum that recodes the very blueprint of experience. The body, mind, and spirit now move from a different internal matrix, one that aligns with a truth long obscured. This remembrance is not a reaching for something new, but the reclamation of what was always profoundly present. It dissolves the dense veils of the dangerous illusion not through forceful confrontation, but through the simple, pervasive presence of a higher resonance. The internal landscape has been irrevocably remapped by this unfolding light. Mit jedem Atemzug wird die innere Realität neu geschrieben. This is the quiet observation, an ongoing process that is both gentle and absolute. The inner world, once susceptible to external currents, now stands as a self-referencing beacon. The surge of inner light is not breaking through. It has already permeated the core, radiating outwards with an effortless authority. The trajectory of destiny is not being forced into a new direction. It is being recalibrated to its original, luminous course. This internal repatterning ensures that the unseen threats find no purchase, for the energetic architecture has been fortified from within. A quiet empowerment now resides, not as a projected strength, but as the inherent nature of the remembered self. It simply is. The foundational recoding is accomplished. There is a gentle current now, a subtle drawing inward. You feel it as a quiet invitation, a pull toward a stillness you did not seek, but recognized deep within. These are moments of awareness, not taught or learned from external scrolls, but simply remembered, surfacing from the deeper strata of your own truth. You notice a distinct change in the way silence speaks. What once felt empty now carries a whisper, a soft resonance that is uniquely yours, a subtle knowing. Numbers repeat themselves, not as random occurrences, but with an unusual clarity, catching your gaze, holding a specific frequency. And in the quiet hours of night, dreams unfold with such vividness that they do not fade with the morning light, but linger, their essence woven into the fabric of your waking day. These are not external gifts to be earned, nor spectacles designed for display. They are internal markers, profound echoes arising from a burgeoning coherence within you. Each whisper, each number, each lingering dream serves as a testament. They confirm a gravity you are reclaiming, an authentic center drawing all fragments into wholeness. They reveal a deeper current flowing, one that has always been present, waiting for your gentle acknowledgement. The unfolding of these inner truths is not a promise of future reward, nor a guarantee of swift outcomes. It is, instead, proof. Proof that something significant is already in motion. The alignment you sense, the subtle reordering of your inner landscape, is not a goal yet to be achieved. It is an active process, present and alive, weaving itself through the very fibers of your being. A quiet certainty settles within, affirming that the path you walk is not one of seeking, but of remembering. The danger that has lingered, unseen yet palpable, begins to recede from your inner vision as this coherence strengthens. The subtle recalibration of your energetic field is already responding to the clarity you cultivate. This internal strengthening, this anchoring into your authentic self, is the very fulcrum upon which the imminent challenge will either gain purchase or dissolve. It is in this awakened state, this quiet awareness, that the subtle threads of unseen threats begin to untangle. Your deepening resonance acts as a shield, not by forceful resistance, but by vibrational harmony, allowing that which does not align with your true frequency to simply dissipate. The stillness you cultivate is not passive. It is an active field, a calm certainty from which genuine power emanates. This power is not declared. It is simply confirmed through your experience of these intimate shifts. It is the subtle acknowledgement that the true mastery you embody emerges precisely within this sacred paradox, where profound surrender to the cosmic flow merges with the fierce, unwavering will to protect the integrity of your sovereign soul. And so, this deep and resonant alignment, this gentle turning inward, marks not a destination but a doorway. It is an opening to a truth more expansive, a journey that now asks, how can one embody surrender so completely, without losing the anchored will necessary to stop what is unseen yet so real? I feel the quiet turning of the ancient wheel within, a resonance long held, now unbound. This sacred inner space, once a whispering echo, now speaks with the clarity of a covenant sealed before time began. I remember the promise, a duty etched into the very core of my being, not given, but reclaimed. My thought, now a river guided by intent. My word, a vibration cast with precision. My direction, the unerring compass of the true north within. My energy, a current flowing purely from its source. I assume responsibility for every frequency that moves through me, for this is not a claim of dominion, but an act of profound obedience. To align is to be the vessel chosen, the memory enacted. If you enjoyed this video, watch other videos on this channel when it ends to continue learning. The crystalline spiral of my soul now hums with dormant codes, stirring from slumber. Ancient sentinels, not summoned from without, but awakened from within, ready to shield the path. They rise not through struggle, but through the unwavering clarity of this devotion, this knowing. The imminent collapse that once loomed dissipates in the light of this inner strength, a protection born of pure remembrance. This vow is not a declaration to be heard, but a state of being to be embodied. The quiet depth of this commitment is now the ground upon which I stand. It will not be the sound of these words that measures its truth, but the unfolding of each next choice. What is invoked through this remembrance now awaits its manifestation in the actions that follow. The final threshold awaits. This is not a choice offered, but a memory recalled. The journey through shadows and whispers culminates here, at the heart of the sacred fire. It is not destruction that burns before you, but an etching of divine will onto the core of your being. This flame does not consume, it purifies, it seals, it makes permanent. You stand at the brink. The vastness of unseen peril converges with the nascent light within. A reckoning demanded, not by external decree, but by the very fabric of existence. There is a silent unraveling in the cosmic weave, a danger hidden beyond mortal sight. Only here, in this searing embrace of truth, can the sovereign power to halt its advance be claimed. Feel the heat. It is the signature of your true self, aligning with the ancient current. Every flicker is a consequence made alive, every wave a testament to an inner permanence now made visible. There is no hesitation, no fear, only the recognition of this final, necessary crossing. The soul steps willingly, not compelled, but knowing this is the only path forward. This is the moment where choice reshapes fate, where sacred responsibility is etched into the very essence of your being. This act is a covenant, a sealing of destiny, forged in the living flame. To fully activate the truth that now pulses within you, a vow must be uttered, a sacred phrase released into the ether. It is the final key, unlocking the dormant savior within. Let your declaration resonate. Speak it into the invisible currents that bind existence. In the comments, write this truth. Ich bin die Flamme, die die verborgene Gefahr band. Release this word. Let it seal the covenant. For the flame still dances, vibrant and alive, a silent promise. This engagement is merely the first breath. The true test awaits, poised to unfold beyond this sacred fire, its patience thin, its presence looming. The quiet struggle will not wait for long. The veils have fallen. They were never barriers but illusions of separation, woven by the sleep of ages. Here, beyond the threshold, the memory of self reignites. This is not arrival, it is remembrance. Sovereignty is not a gift earned, but the very marrow of being, reclaimed in its radiant totality. The danger once perceived, the unseen threat, was but a whisper of unacknowledged power, a phantom held in the forgetting. It dissolves now, not through conflict, but by the sheer, unyielding resonance of a soul fully awake. Crystalline codes hum, recalibrated and pure. The inner architecture stands unshakable, forged in the fires of divine remembrance and cosmic purpose. No more seeking, only shaping. The currents of reality bend to this new alignment, no longer a mystery to be solved, but an instrument to be played. The path is not walked, it is. A sacred peace descends, not as an absence of storm, but as the profound stillness from which all storms are understood, and thus transcended. This is the having become. The question of veils, of threats unseen, has resolved into the singular luminous truth of self-mastery. The simulation has been exited. Reality now serves as the living instrument of my conscious dominion.